Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, my name's Alicia and I'm a holistic nutritionist. So I'm having a friend over for a little lunch tomorrow and I decided to take you guys along with me in prepping everything and getting it all set for when she comes by. I'm gonna make something super delicious and nutritious and I'm really excited to see how it all puts together. So yeah, without further ado, let's go and get right on into the video. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. Okay, so the first thing that I was planning on making was a little pesto pasta kind of thing, and my friend is gluten-free, so this unfortunately was the only gluten-free pasta I could find. Make sure you get one that's high quality with good ingredients, check the back, but this is what I found, so this is what I'm using. So to make the pesto, we're going to use some pine nuts. We are also going to use some basil. This is just fresh from my garden that I had picked and kept in the kitchen. I love this stuff. I grow it every single summer. I'm also going to be using some nutritional yeast. This gives it kind of like a cheesy, nutty flavor. Then I'm going to be using some extra virgin olive oil and some garlic scapes. So this was my first year growing garlic and I was so excited when I saw these garlic scapes and I was like, okay, what the heck am I going to do with these? So I wanted to give it a shot. Now all I'm doing is this basil has already been washed, and check out those roots just from sitting in a cup of water on my countertop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick off all the leaves off of all the stems because that's the only part that we want, and see how much that kind of comes up to. So I'm going to do that for all the leaves. Okay, so that all worked up to about 2 cups. I know the numbers kind of rubbed off my measuring cup. And now what I'm doing is adding that into my Magic Bullet container. I definitely don't recommend using it in this. I was having such a hard time. But anyways, I'm adding my basil leaves, I'm adding my garlic scapes, and I'm just breaking them into smaller pieces that fit better into the container. Then I'm adding in some extra virgin olive oil, and also adding in those pine nuts, which came about to 1/4 cup. And then I'm just using my nutritional yeast, which is about 1.5 spoons, so ish. I'm really bad with measurements, I'm so sorry. And then I realized the mixture was a little too dry, so I added some more olive oil and a pinch of salt, tightened that on really well, and then popped that in the Magic Bullet. Like I said, I was having so much trouble actually getting this to blend, and you can see I always had to continue to shake it, and holy, it was just a mess. And then I realized that it didn't make enough, so I kind of doubled the mixture of everything, and this is what I was left with, which was a lot better of an amount for what I needed. And of course I had to taste test. It was great. So I'm just putting a lid on and I'm going to keep it in the fridge overnight for tomorrow. So this is the second day, and the day that she's coming over, I'm going to make this borage infused lemonade. So if you guys have never heard of borage, it's a medicinal plant. It's great for anxiety and depression and just overall promoting mental health. So we're going to obviously need our lemons, we're going to need our borage leaves, and I'm also going to add some borage flowers. Just look how pretty these are. That is like the prettiest flower ever. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of crushing those borage leaves to get the juice out. And then I'm going to be adding it into the jar. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it kind of tastes like cucumber, which is really cool. I'm not sure why it tastes like cucumber, but it doesn't. It's really fresh and refreshing, especially for summer, and I thought it would pair well with lemon. So then onto my lemons, I'm just cutting them in half, and I do have one of those juicer little contraption things, like a manual one. So I'm just going to go ahead and juice both of those lemons and add that also to the jar. Okay, and I wanted to point out that if you can, try to get young borage leaves because the older ones have these kind of like spikes on them. So just try to rub them off as best as you can. And then I'm just adding all of that to the pitcher and adding some filtered water as well. Obviously make as much as you want, but this is kind of just how I wanted to dilute it. And then I decided to add some pieces of the lemon peel just for aesthetic purposes. And I wish that I had actually put this in like a strainer, because when I went to go pour it out, some of the leaves actually came through. And yeah, there's the flower again. Like I'm telling you guys, it is such a pretty flower. Then I'm adding some acacia honey just to sweeten it up. And this is a really medicinal honey. There's so many medicinal benefits to it. It's great for the immune system and all of the things. So you can see I was struggling a little bit, and once I finally got it open, I used about 2 teaspoons or so, because this stuff is like gold. It's very expensive, so I don't like to use a ton of it at once. I do like to use it sparingly, and it is potent, but then it wasn't strong enough, like, or sweet enough for me, so I went ahead and added some stevia as well, and then just went to mix everything up, and there we have it. It tastes so good. It's very refreshing. I definitely recommend you guys try this if you find some borage leaves. Now onto the pasta. I'm going ahead and I'm putting a pot of water on to boil, and I'm going to be using the whole box of pasta. Now for a salad, I just rinsed some spinach, so that's going to be the base. I'm going to add a couple nectarines. So all I did was slice them up, and I love nectarines in the summer. Oh my gosh, they are so refreshing. So I just went ahead and kind of struggled to get those off, and then I just cut them into smaller bite-sized pieces. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add some blueberries as well, because I thought it would pair well with this salad, and just add some more color and nutrients in there as well. And I'm topping it with some crushed walnuts for some healthy fats and some protein in there. Really good brain food. Like, look at that. Does that not look like the epitome of summer? Because to me, it does. And now time for the dressing. I'm adding some olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, a little bit more. Also adding a pinch of salt, lemon pepper. You guys know I love lemon pepper in everything. And then some garlic powder, and some more of that acacia honey to sweeten it up. And oh, this salad dressing is so simple, but so good for you. You can totally make a big batch of this and just like store it in the fridge. And then all I did was pour that over, and I went ahead and mixed everything up just to get everything nice and evenly coated in there and get all those flavors mixed together. Like, look at that. Okay, so my pasta water is boiling, so I'm adding some salt, and like I said, I'm adding the whole box of pasta because it's for myself, my friend, and my mom, and I'm gonna keep some leftovers as well. Let that cook for 8 minutes. Now fast forward and it's done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that pesto that I made yesterday that was in the fridge, and I did have a little bit of leftover, which is awesome. So go ahead and mix all of that up. Okay, and to me, I don't know, it kind of looked a little boring, like it was lacking something, and I really wished that I had cherry tomatoes, but I didn't, so I decided to add just a chopped up whole tomato, and I tried to get out as much of that middle jelly part as possible where the seeds are, and just use the actual like flesh of the tomato, and it actually paired really well. So if you have cherry tomatoes, go ahead and have those and just add them in there. Trust me, it adds a little extra freshness and so much flavor. And there we have it. This is our lunch. We decided to sit outside and just enjoy the beautiful weather, have great conversation. I'm so glad that I got to get together with a friend, especially since this whole isolation thing and, you know, being worried during this time of hanging out with people. So it was really nice seeing a friendly face. But that's our lunch, and I really hope you guys try out some of these recipes. If you do, leave a comment below. Till the next video, guys, see you later.